In many cases, when analyzing a dataset, we need quick access to various types of statistics. This could be at the start of working with a new dataset, when we are familiarizing ourselves with it and checking the distributions of variables, or when we are working on an analysis report and need to present specific statistics to the reader. To quickly access a wide range of statistics for both qualitative, categorical, and quantitative scale variables, we can use the data audit procedure. Let's move to PS IMAGO PRO and take a closer look at this functionality. In the dataset, we have two categorical variables, education and the size of the place of residence. We also have scale variables, such as the respondent's assessment of the percentage increase in prices over the past year, and the percentage increase in prices over the next year. Our goal will be to understand the basic statistics for both categorical and scale variables. Let's proceed with the presented procedure. From the Predictive Solutions menu, select Analyze and then Data Audit. In the window on the left side, we have access to all variables in the dataset. On the right side, we have fields for categorical and scale variables. We move the respective variables from our dataset to these fields. Next, we can indicate which statistics we are interested in. We can separately define a set of statistics for qualitative variables and for quantitative variables. Click on the Categories button first. For qualitative variables, we can specify that the results should include the labels of the analyzed variables. In the field below, we can add information about the number of observations for the variables. We can then check the number of unique categories of the variable, the number of valid categories with labels, or the number of missing data categories with or without labels. In the field on the right, we have a set of statistics for categorical variables. For our example, check the Variable Label option from the Label field, and select all available options from the field below. Next, from the Values field, select Valid without labels. In the Statistics section, select Mode, Share of the Mode, and Median. Then, click OK. Now let's define the statistics for the scale variables. Similar to the categorical variables, we first have the Label field and the Observations field. Check Variable Label, and from the field below, select Total, Valid, and Missing. For quantitative variables, we can use statistics related to outliers based on standard deviation and quartiles. In this example, choose standard deviation. In the field below, we can also define ranges for outlier cases. In our example, leave these values as default. On the right side, we have a wide range of statistics for scale variables. Select mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and median. Depending on the needs, you can choose a different set of statistics. Next, click OK and then OK to see the procedure results. In the output window, we received two tables with statistics, one for quantitative variables and another for qualitative variables. Let's first look at the received statistics for scale variables. In the first two columns, we have information about the variable name and its label. The next three columns inform us about the number of observations for each variable. We see that the first variable has 266 valid observations and 62 missing data. The next column contains information about the number of outlier cases determined by standard deviation. For both variables, the number of observations is similar. Then we have the previously indicated descriptive statistics, i.e., mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and median. As we can see, respondents believe that prices have increased by an average of 40% over the past months, while their predictions for the next 12 months are only slightly better, with an average price increase of almost 39%. Now let's look at the summary of statistics for categorical variables. As with quantitative variables, the first columns in this table provide information about the variable name, its label, the number of observations, and the number of missing data. In the next column, we have information about the number of valid categories without labels. For the education variable, we see a value of 1, which means that the variable had one value outside the defined range of available categories. This allows the analyst to quickly verify whether the variable contains any values without previously assigned labels. In the next three columns, we have the previously indicated statistics for qualitative variables, i.e., mode, percentage of observations in the modal category, and median.